I was watching this morning, and again, this is off the beaten path. But I was watching the news this morning, and they were showing these renderings of, I don't know if you saw this, they were showing these renderings of this new Penn Station, this idea that I guess that what's going on is the Garden goes to get a permit that they can run the Garden there above Penn Station. And they go for one that's forever. And I guess a lot of businesses get those. And then they have some objections, so somebody wants to limit them to 15 years. And they say, well, we want to do that because we want to maybe build something, make a new Penn Station. And they have these beautiful renderings of this magnificent structure, these like space age kind of things with these trains and these crazy, gorgeous things. The thing I'm saying is, who is going to pay for that? I mean, you get and you look at this thing. A couple of years ago, I remember, you got that post office across the street. And the plan was, and I thought it was a great plan, to move the Garden across the street, build a new Garden there, and then have Penn Station there and have this beautiful new Penn Station. Then they said, they can't afford it, don't move. So the Garden goes out and rebuilds right on top, builds a brand new Garden for $1 billion right on top of Penn Station. And now this commission comes up with the fact that, no, we don't want to give them this, we don't want to leave the Garden there forever. We don't want to give them a permit, that is open-ended and is one that is good forever, because we might want to expand Penn Station. Well, the question I have is this. They forgot one thing. You're dealing here with like the Art Council or the Art Commission. Who's raising the billions upon billions of dollars it's going to take? It always mystifies me. Same thing out in Nassau with the Coliseum, all right? You put up anything right now, the West Side Stadium, any of this stuff, you put up something that is going to go into the voters' pockets for $1, and they're not paying for it. I don't care if it's Nassau, New York City, wherever. You're talking about a thing. If I showed you, maybe you saw it. I mean, you can see them, they were in the newspaper today. They're on the news. If you saw these drawings, these magnificent drawings of these it's like Jules Verne, these space age, with trains, and make the most beautiful building. You make Grand Central look like, it's a little hub somewhere. And they're going to build this there. Who is going to build it there? Who is going to pay for it? Taxpayers? In a city that's broke? I mean, they can't pay the cops, they can't pay the firemen, they can't pay the school teachers. They're going to build this elaborate zillion-dollar Penn Station? No, they're not. They're never going to do that. There's not a chance they're ever going to do that. So why would you even go this route? Just be quiet, put the Garden on top of it, and leave it where it is and move on. They just built a brand-new Madison Square Garden. They didn't move a couple of years ago when they would have, and now they built this huge building, beautiful building on top of it, and now they talk about, no, we might want to have a new Penn Station. What are you, nuts? You don't have a new Penn Station. You got Penn Station, move on. It's functional, leave it alone. You got a lot of money to spend things on in New York City that are needed. There's a lot of things that you need money for. You don't need this crazy, elaborate, insanely beautiful Penn Station. It's not going to happen. It's not functional. And you already got Madison Square Garden there. Leave it alone. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you got to look at these drawings. I mean, you wouldn't. I'm telling you something. It looks like Disneyland. Saying, you got them. Here they are. Good, Victor. Look at these. Look at these. Look at this stuff. It's like something that you see. It's like going to Disneyland. These things. These beautiful painted, the glowing buildings and the monorails, and who's going to build that in this? Who's paying for that? Nobody. That's who's paying for that. I mean, give me a break. It's a dumb. Some of the stuff you hear, you just say, all you got to do is say this: who's paying for it? There, look at this. Look at this. Now, what is this? This is something like, something out of the next century. I mean, look at it. Who is building that in New York City? Who's paying for that? Yeah, come on. There's one way they got the trains coming in and going out. And look, I'm telling you, it looks like a ride at Disneyland. You got to be out of your mind. I mean, just leave the Garden there so we could have a place to go watch the basketball and the hockey and go see a concert and leave everybody. Look at this stuff. It's like a third world. Look at this thing. This looks like something from Mars. Look at this. Look at this one. It's like the Roman Coliseum on steroids. I mean, you got to give me a break. Who's going to pay to build that? That's Penn Station? Where'd your train come in? If you're watching on, yes, I can't help you folks. I couldn't even describe it. It looks like the moon surrounded by Saturn, surrounded by some trains. I mean, each one is more elaborate than the other, and the price tag would be in the gazillions. And, oh, yeah, we're going to build that. These are the people who basically, spend $200,000 for a cocktail party. Okay, look at this one. This is even better. I mean, try to tell me where's the one for Long Island? Where do you get on? Where's track 15 here? I mean, look at it. You got to be kidding me. I mean, leave the garden there and stop it. Who's building that thing here? You're like, God, you don't have enough money to even pay anybody, and you're going to build that thing in the middle of Penn Station? And give me a break.